Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for another edition of Springhill Valley! Alright, we have a couple things going on today. If you recall from the last episode, I said I would start cutting this grass up here, or the hay up here in this field. Grass, hay, same thing in the end. Hay tends to have a better combination of things for animals and whatnot. Anyhow, so I got the John Deere up here cutting hay at the moment. And we're going to run over here with the tedder in a bit. He's going nice and slow. It's pretty hilly over here, so got to be careful about these types of things. Let's move this guy out of the way, because he is definitely going to be up the way. Or in the way up here very soon. So, gonna let that guy do his thing for the time being. And as he's doing that, we are going to grab our Fent, I think, and we're gonna get the tedder ready and bring it up here. That's what we're gonna work on this episode. Make a little bit of dry hay for our animals. They seem to be doing well so far. So far being the key word. I don't need to go in this field. Why am I going in there? But we'll see how it goes. So we have 50 sheep at the moment, and they are producing at 100% productivity at the moment, which is fantastic. Because that means we'll have lots of wool soon, I guess. We'll see what happens. Not sure yet, but we'll find out, I'm sure, soon whether or not it's going to be a big deal or not. We do need to bring the... I think we'll use the New Holland, maybe not the Fent. I like the New Holland for whatever reason. It's a nice little tractor. I think it's BJR did that one. I think. Where is it? Pretty sure it'll say somewhere. No, I'm pretty sure it is BJR though did this one. BJR modding. It's a pretty darn good tractor, I have to admit. They did a really good job on that thing. They made a really solid mod. Doesn't always happen that way, which is unfortunate because many times you'll get a mod that you think is good and in reality it's not. So it's happy to see that someone deliver the goods, so to speak, in the sense that it's a good mod. Highly anticipated, perhaps. Actually, I saw that Farming Simulator 2015, or Farming Simulator 15, has a couple of pictures out on the Farming Simulator main website. So if you are curious about that, definitely check it out. It's on the main website, I think under news, I don't know. I saw it from their Twitter page, from their Twitter feed, I think it was. That's how I found out about it. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. Just drive around here a little bit. I always forget which way I need to go. I don't know why, though. You think after, you know, losing your way so many times in this map that you'd, you know, figure out which way is which? Nope. Apparently not. Doesn't help me one bit, I should say. I'm sure other people have no problem navigating the map. I didn't play much in Springhill, the first version, so... And that's partially the reason why, I suppose, that I don't know my way around this map. Very well, I suppose. Still a mess over here. Cleaned it up a little bit. Gonna use the New Holland, and we're gonna grab the tedder over there. Remember, that's just the in-game tedder, nothing too crazy about it. Gets the job done. We have a little bit more territory to cover now, so it's nice that we picked up a slightly larger tedder. Have to admit that. There we go. There. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off these... this implement on the front of this tractor. And I'll put it over where I have my hay bales now. And I'll show you what that looks like now. I think it looks pretty good. As good as it's going to get. What am I... I don't know, what am I... I guess that's the tedder getting stuck there? I guess? I suppose that was the tedder. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, that is really weird. Look at that. It doesn't like... Can I erase that back part there? Unfold tether, no. Work light, no. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. Attach object, unfold tether. Nope, nope, nope. Strange. It just seems like it doesn't like this in certain areas. That's really odd. Wonder why. Anyhow, we're going to drop off this front implement up here. This is as good a place as any. It's out of the way. Like you can see, I put the bales in here. Not very neatly. But they are in there now, so... There we go. Like I said, not very neatly, which is fine. They weren't intended to be neatly stacked or anything. It's not my style. I just didn't want to spend a long time doing it either. That's probably the other reason why they're like that, but... Yeah, see? Right turn's not a problem. It's the left turn out of that gate. Because if you go around any other way around here, it just seems really difficult to do it any other way, but... You can do it, obviously, but... I was able to do it a couple times off camera, but you really gotta watch where you're going, and I don't know how you would do it in real life without making a mess of it. Alright, so we're gonna take the road up here in the back way. It looks like part of that tether is actually dragging in the ground, and that's possibly the reason why it's being so silly. I don't know if that's the actual case or not, but it just seems to be what's happening. It's funny, I discovered this is the way I have to go over here. What I might do eventually is make a courseplay course just to drive people up here, because it's a bit of a pain and I keep forgetting which way to go. If I do it once right, or do it once and do it right, this should be fine, but it's a bit silly to do it yourself. Well, I find it a bit silly to do it myself. It's because I end up being less efficient than I would with courseplay. Mainly because I don't know where I'm going all the time, as I've mentioned a couple times, so makes me giggle. Alright, so coming up on the fields here. This is field 35 down here. Field 36 is up here. So, how has he done? He's done 2 passes so far. So he's not quite ready for this. Oh, he's on his 3rd one now. It's not so bad, I guess. I think I said him to do 3 passes around the outside, do the 3 headlands, and then have him go up and down the field. So works out well, I think. Probably could speed him up a little bit, but considering the hills on this field and whatnot, this seemed like a good pace for whatever reason. So, all right. Going through a couple comments from the last episode, Trevor says he would do about 3 passes around the perimeter of the field and then go up and down. So in this case, we're actually doing 3 passes around the outside, and then we're going to go up and down the field. I think with hay that makes the most sense. If it were seating, I think you go up and down the field first and then go around on the outside second. That would make a bit more sense in that scenario, but... James suggests I watch the videos from The Funky Farmer. I've actually, like I mentioned to him in the comments, I've actually been watching him. Definitely check him out, The Funky Farmer on YouTube. He's Irish. English, I believe, and he has a small dairy farm. It's pretty cool stuff. Nathan asks if the YouTuber I found was Dino0303. It was. His name's Ben Dean, apparently. There you go. That's about all the comments from the last episode there. A lot of people seem to be liking this series so far on Springhill Valley. It's an interesting map. I like the way it looks. It's a pretty solid looking map, I have to say. Which is nice because not all maps are made equal, as I'm sure we're aware. And this one's definitely one of the ones that's a cut above the rest in terms of the quality of it. And you kind of expect that, of course, from NA modding, so... Can't really say much about that because, you know, it is them. Anyways, where is my other tractor? I think I'm going to sell this, but I don't want to drive it up there right now. But I'm going to move this. And this is the only tractor that can actually move this thing effectively. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. And I think we actually have a field we can seed as well, now that I think about it. Field, maybe it's one of the ones we sold. I'm gonna find out in a second here. Which one do we actually... 25, I guess. Because these are seeded, or maybe not seeded. Yeah, they are seeded. 24 and 25 haven't been seeded, so have to get that. This is the one annoying thing about these. Like, if that were like that in real life, I would just come out here and push it. And I can't do that in this game, which is kind of annoying. And no matter how far I back up to it, it's not going to do anything. So I guess I have to reset it. Which is a bit silly when you think about it, but... it's just the way that's going to work out, I suppose. Now I need to find it. Oh, jeez. No. No, that's all the stuff in that field over there. Too many things right in a small little area, apparently. Ugh. Can I push it at all? Apparently I can't push this thing at all like that. Normally you could do that with quite a few oops. Quite a few of the mods will allow you to do that. Where is this guy? So it's right in there somewhere. It's got to get it on the right thing, which is always super, super annoying. But it's like the only way you can actually do some stuff sometimes. Just fiddling around, trying to figure out where's the right spot to reset something. And this is rather annoying at the moment. But you think I'd be able to just come out here, turn this a little bit, but no. I can't even budge this thing with the tractor, which is a bit on the silly side. Raised lift arms. Maybe it's because they're not raised. Nope. That is cool, you can do that on this tractor, but maybe if I try and do it this way. Nope. Ugh. That's ridiculous. This seeder, I like it and I hate it all at the same time. But that's partially my fault. So I can move this. Okay, but I can't move the actual seeder itself, apparently. Well, let's give the seeder a nudge from this side. Maybe that'll help out. No, I can't even move that. I'm tempted to sell it, but I don't have the money to buy it back or buy another seeder, so... Alright, let's try this. Nope, that didn't help. That's not going to help either. Neither is that. Just going to leave it there. Anyways, what we'll do is we'll bring this guy up to their field. And we'll get this guy started on, or I should say with, the... yeah, let's get him not started in the rake, but we'll get him started, or get him to bring the rake over there. And I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna sell the rake, just because I don't like the way it works as much as the other one that I've had in the past, and it's the Animati one I'm thinking of. I don't know, it's just really slick. I don't know. Rake, in my opinion, at least. Where are we here? Slurry, mower, windrower. This one right here. It's about the same price anyways. I could go for the smaller one, I guess, too. But I want the double rows here. I don't already have many other options. I like this one. It works well, but not as... I don't like it as much as this one, let's just say that. And let's just reset that, which is there. Alright, there we go. Reset it, go. And it'll match. It'll match our tractor a little bit here. Let's just move the Massey. I think I actually saw a Massey the other day. It was on the highway, and I was driving, and I saw what looked to be a Massey just like that. And they look, if it's what I thought it was enormous. It was an old Massey Ferguson, had MF on the side of it, and looked red just like that. And really, really nice looking tractor. I think this thing is missing some textures. Or maybe not. Because normally it's not supposed to be white like that. That's only when you're missing textures does it do stuff like that. That's weird. I wonder why it's doing that. Oops. Let's hook up PTO here. That's strange. Maybe what I'll do is, while I'm driving out there, I will record the course. I have to be careful then, because try and stay in the middle. I don't know if these roads are supposed to be for one tractor or two, but they definitely seem as if they're only meant for one thing at a time. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, if you ever encounter someone else on the same road, like, what are you supposed to do? Just say, nope, go ahead, I guess? Because you really don't have many other options in this scenario. Like, really, you can't just say, oh, I'll move out of the way, because if you're, like, let's say you're pulling something like this, you can't just say, oh, I'll move out of the way for you. It doesn't work. A little bit of, I don't know, not off-roading. The road actually goes through there, so... Oh, that's close. Gonna have to pause and delete those couple points. This is what happens. I don't know, this tractor is kind of funny with this type of stuff, because what will happen is you'll be driving, and then the way this thing turns is slightly different than other... Turns and stops is slightly different than other tractors. So if you're not used to it, like I'm not, apparently, you run into some problems. Or at least I appear to run into problems with it, so... And because we're going back and forth between these two places relatively often, I don't mind taking the time to set up this little transportation course here. Otherwise it'd be somewhat annoying, as I was referring to before. But it's funny, every now and then you'll see somebody in the comments complaining about how I don't do anything on the farm, or I don't do anything personally, which is true to a certain extent. There's certain times where there's lots of stuff going on the farm, and I am overseeing how things are going, which is, you know, fine. But some people don't like that, which I respect that. I can't hold that against them, so gotta pay attention here. Yeah, some people don't like that, which is totally fine. I can't hold that against them. It's just the way they are, and that's fine. I have no problems with that. It's just not the way I play very often. It just depends on what I'm doing, I guess. Sometimes I'll do that, sometimes I won't. Just depends. There we go. And we'll call that Farm to F37. There we go. So now we are ready to go over here. Let's just put the parking brake on, because we're kind of on a hill there. Let's just see, how far has this guy gotten? Not that far. Not as far as I thought he was going to get, actually. He's driving a little bit slower. I could have increased the speed slightly, but I don't know. Probably this would be a realistic speed to cut hay at anyways. Something in this area. I'm guessing, at least. This is, what, 7 kilometers an hour, which is how many miles an hour? No idea. Don't feel like doing the math. But it is what it is. Alright, let's grab the New Holland and start tedding. Or should we wait? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but this thing really doesn't appear to like certain areas on this map. I think it's because it's not articulated is, I guess, the word I'm thinking of. Oh, that's a big area that you missed there. Guess that turn was a little bit too tight for him or something? I don't know. Anyways, let's get a little bit of this tight. We'll do the outside. Yeah, so you see how it's sliding to the side there? Doesn't like hills very much, and I don't know why. This is what happens when you use standard in-game stuff, I guess? I don't know. Can't do much about it, really. Just the way it is. I suppose I could use a GPS mod for this. It's not terrible, I guess. Some people have asked me to do a... Some people have asked me to do a tutorial on how to use the GPS mod. Which is possible. I could do that. It's not too... I don't think it's too difficult to use, but... After I figured it out how to use it, yeah, it's easy, but I guess the initial stages wasn't super easy, so... So I can understand how if you've never used it before, it can be a little... Can be a little daunting, I suppose. Because you're like, what does this do? What does this do? I don't know. I really like it for like stuff like this. It works really well. But now I'm ahead of this guy. Because the width of this is like monumental in comparison to that thing. Alright, so while he's doing his thing, let's just take a quick little peek at the store. Hop and sit on the fence over here and watch what's going on. Let's take a quick peek at mowers just to see what other options we have. Tarot Butterfly. Or the in-game one, really. I think that's it. These ones, like, we actually don't have a tractor that can actually use them, unfortunately. Everything we currently have is a bit smaller than that. Let's take a quick peek over here. Because I think the biggest tractor, this is 86. This is 170. That's a baler. This is 140. And that's 112. Yeah, we don't have any vehicles that can appropriately or can actually handle that particular mower. So let's take a quick peek through potential tractors we can get for here. I'm gonna try and stick European, so we could get a Kloss. That could work well. What else? There's some bigger fence we could get. Those are a little out of our price range. This Turbomatic, I don't know how much horsepower that has. It doesn't say. I think it has 100-ish, maybe. Yeah, we don't have that many options yet. JCB would actually probably be a good selection for this map. It's a bit big, but does have the front linkage on it, and it's pretty quick, which is nice. And John Deere. There's always a John Deere that could work for this task as well. I think those are the primary options, really. We could go for this one right here, which is 210 horsepower. And I don't think there's many other options, actually. That's Ferguson Max. That's not enough horsepower. Neither is that. Yeah. I guess there aren't many other ones. This one's just ridiculous. He's coming back making a ruckus. Am I going to be in the way for this guy? Yes. There we go. Perfect. I thought it was going to totally be like right in his way and not be able to do anything about it, but luckily we're good to go. That sounds so much louder when you're close to it like this. Alright, so I'll let that guy do his thing. And I think what we're going to have to do is, I'm going to stop the episode there for now. I'll wait for this guy to finish, and then we'll come back and take care of the rest of this as soon as possible. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Otherwise, it'll be watching this guy go up and down the field like this for a good, I don't know, 20 minutes at least. And sometimes that's okay, but not all the time, so. Yeah, I think we'll wait for that for the next episode. Anyways, folks, so that'll be it for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013 coming at you from Springhill Valley. I will catch you guys later.